Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done any brewing, probably a month or so. I'm going to be brewing very shortly with a friend of mine, Sean. He's going to come over, and he's watched me brew a couple times, and he understands a little bit about brewing because I had him in the last video that I did with him there. A brewer's friend asks a brewer questions, and trying to get him interested in brewing. It's hard to find quite a few people that are out there that want to brew. They love to drink beer, but they don't want to really get into the brewing. Maybe it's something that just, it happens and a light bulb comes on, and that's what happened for me. So I don't want to push my things on other people that I like to do. If they don't want to do them, that's great. But it's fun. It's always more fun when you got someone else with you when you're involved in anything that you're doing in life, you know, like any kind of hobbies you have. This one too, it'd be great to have other people to brew with. And so Sean's going to come over in a little bit, and we are going to brew another one of my Naughty Neighbor clones. I'm flipping this one around a little bit, and I'm going to move the Citra from being the dry hop to actually being in the hop stand, and I'm going to move the Cascade into being the dry hop. And the reason for that is Cascade has a aroma of the grapefruit, which the Naughty Neighbor APA does, and Citra has more of a melon, tropical flavor, and also like a pith you get of a bitterness in the flavor as well. And I'm thinking that's what's going to get me closer to making this APA, my favorite APA that Naughty Neighbor makes. I'm also going to be using liquid yeast that I have done a starter on to double the size of it, because we're going to do an 11-gallon batch, and you're going to see when Sean comes over how much water I've got in my 15-gallon container boil kettle. I have 15 gallons. I may have to add even more water when I do my sparging, but I'll show you how I end up doing that by fly sparging to be able to get a 10-gallon batch or 11-gallon batch out of my small system that I have. So that's basically just updating you right now, and in a very short few minutes, Sean and I are going to be brewing some beer. So without any further ado, let's get brewing. Cheers. Hey everybody, Sean, Canadian Brewing Channel.
Hello.
So Sean's been, what, a couple times you've been around when I've been brewing?
Yes.
So this time, I'm going to let you do more of the actual brewing.
All right.
And maybe it'll start to stick in your head more, because it took me probably 3 or 4 brews myself with a list of what I had to do. Now I don't need it anymore, and then you'll get more familiar with what's actually going on. And maybe one day, you might be able to do it at home, and I can give you hints on how to do it at home easier than the way I do it. So, no further ado, we're going to start brewing. Right now I've got my 15-gallon pot full of hot water to the top, because we need that much water to do 10 gallons, because we're going to split this batch, right? Yeah. And we're doing my Naughty Neighbor American Pale Ale, and I think it's going to turn out good. Okay. So, here we go. You ready?
All right, let's rock.
So here we are. Sean's showing. You want to show how much water I got in here? Yeah, it's going. So it's full to the top. And right now, if you show the temperature here, we're close to where we have to be. Yeah, it's at just, where are we? Just below 160. So I have to heat it up a little bit, and then we're going to put it into the mash tun down in here, and we're going to mash in. So we're going to start doing that. Okay, we're going to start doughing in. Bucket there. Usually what works good is I get them. Yeah, the lid is there just on the edge, and just start pouring. I do it myself, but it's actually easier to get some in there. That looks good. It's like I said, these are what I'm doing. I usually do it by myself, and it's a lot harder. We're hoping we're going to get all this in. Yeah. Cool. It gets harder as it gets thicker. Right now. I've also adjusted the mill. I adjusted the mill a little tighter. Oh yeah. Trying to get my efficiency a little higher, which means how much sugar I get out. Okay. I've been getting like mid 60s to low 70s. I want it up around 80. So by making it a little finer, it gives more surface area. Okay. but you can have what's called a stuck sparge if you go too thin, where when you're pouring the water through it, it gets stuck. Oh, yeah. Because it's like you can't get through. It's too fine of a material. Right. Yeah, which is intense. Just like making sporge. For a second. Just want to get that. Okay, good.
How do you do this by yourself?
Be careful. And usually it's not this one. Slow for a second. Yeah, it's just that trying to not get those little balls. So far it's going good. Great. And that's why you use a smash paddle.
Yeah.
It's got holes in it, so it gives a good stir. And the first one I bought was steel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's fine for mixing up in there. It'll ruin this because it's plastic. So I made a wood one. Yeah, it doesn't hurt the plastic. All right, good. So we got more that we got to put in, but what I've done is this is basically 2-row grain. There's also the wheat flakes that are going in, but they are like frigging glue. And if you mix those in like this, you will get a stuck sparge.
Oh yeah.
So I'll mix all this in, and then over here, you want to grab those, Sean, on that bowl, and just pour them right on top.
Right on top?
Sprinkle them all, and then I'll mix them in. So I'm going to gently mix these in, and they stay on top.
Oh, okay.
I used to mix them right in, and then I couldn't get the damn stuff to flow, because this stuff, it's already been heated up, and it so congeals like oatmeal, right? The other stuff doesn't do the same thing. But I want to make sure it's all soaked in here.
Okay. And just leave them on top.
And just leave them on top. And I figured that out on my own, but then I found videos of that's what they do. Even professionals do that as well. All right, so I'm just going to take a quick temperature reading to see how close we got. And you will get different spots that are, you get hot spots, right? So we're looking for around 148. Yeah, see that one's up, you get hot spots at 150. You go here and you go drop, right? So we're pretty damn close. Magic of computers.
Yeah.
See, you get low spots. So on average, we are about 148. So just get another little bit of a stir, not pushing that stuff down in there too much. And it fit. That's right. So now, this is the time I'm going to, we're going to do this for 1 hour. Okay. We're going to let it sit, and then we can then start to sparge, and then start making some beer from the wort.
All right.
All right. Perfect. Cheers. Okay, here we are. We've got Sean here, and Sean just asked me what we're doing right now. This here, if you take a look down in here, I actually got to slow that down a little bit. Okay, we are fly sparging.
Fly sparging, yeah.
So here we are, down in here, collecting our wort. Up in here, we've got our water going through, and up here, fly sparging. So that's our next step we're doing. I'm going to stop the camera and come back in a second because I've got to dump some of this wort here. But yeah, it's fly sparging.
Okay.
All right. Hey everybody, it's Sean from Canadian Brew Channel, and you can see that Sean's not here right now. Sean part 2. The non-Fedega Sean has had to leave. He'd been summoned by his better half. It happens sometimes, you know, you might say to your wife, oh, I gotta go over and brew some beer, and all they hear is have some beer, and they think you're gonna be gone for an hour. But no, you know, it takes about 5 or 6 hours to brew a batch of beer, and I guess Sean didn't quite get that explained to his lovely wife, and so he was kind of had to be summoned home. Anyway, yeah, that's too bad, but he got to see most of it, and like I said, I'm trying to make people hopefully learn as they watch my videos, or be with me when I brew, how to brew beer, so that one day they can do it on their own, and it's a fun hobby, and I love to continue to do it. That's okay, I'll finish this video up. Sean didn't get to see me put in the hop stand, so I didn't do a lot of recording this time, but that's okay. I'll still put this together, and then at the end, I'm going to keg my half of the beer, my 5 gallons, and Sean's is going to be bottled. And once his is bottle conditioned, we're going to taste them together and see the differences, because we're using the same quality or the same things in the brew and the same yeast, but his will be dry hopped a little differently than mine will, because I'm going to dry hop mine after I cold crash it in the keg, and we'll see what differences we get in the end of that. But with no further ado, I thank everybody for watching my videos. Please subscribe, press the bell so you know when I make a new video, and I hope to see you again. Everybody have a great day. Cheers.